Hey sis, today, 15th of September, we celebrate the birthday of one of our most brilliant sisters and Black women writers, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. For many of us, she's not just an author, she's a mirror, a teacher, a reminder that our stories are worthy of being told and heard exactly as they are. One of the things I love about Chimamanda, her fearlessness with her words, her stories, and her characters. You won't find any white women in her stories playing a central character. Chimamanda writes about us and for us, and she's a self-identified Black feminist. I discovered her way before my son was born, so it must have been over 12 years ago. I fell upon her first novel called Purple Hibiscus, and it's a story of coming of age for a Nigerian girl raised by a Catholic father. And let's just say the ending left me so stunned. I fell in love with her ability to storytell and be so real, engaging, and raw with it. I then went on to read all of her work. These days, when Chimamanda publishes a book, I don't even read the Amazon page with the book's blurb to understand what it's about. I order it because I just know that this is one Black woman writer who will never disappoint me. Her latest novel is called Dream Count. I pre-ordered it and I got sent a copy that was signed by her. I was so happy when I opened the package. It's fair to say this is one of my favourite authors. She deserves her place here in the Encyclopaedia of Black Women, here on Notes on Black Women, especially on her birthday as she turns 48 today. Her background. Chimamanda was born in Nigeria in 1977, the fifth of 6 children in a home that breathed books and knowledge. Her father was a professor. Her mother was the first female registrar at the University of Nigeria. She was raised by academics, and it shows. She grew up surrounded by history and intellect, but also by silence, the unspoken memories of war, of Biafra, and hunger, and also loss. Biafra was what we now call Nigeria today. Perhaps that's why she writes with such clarity. She understands that silence can suffocate and that words can set us free. Her novel, Half a Yellow Sun, I highly recommend, and it has some very interesting female characters with storylines that are so engaging that take us through the Biafra War. Chimamanda, the Black woman writer. So at 19, Chimamanda left Nigeria for the USA. She carried with her not just obviously her suitcases, but the cadence of the Igbo stories and the determination to make her voice heard. She studied communication and political science, then creative writing, then African history. But what she really studied was us, the complexity of Black womanhood, the mess and beauty of identity, love, ambition, faith, and freedom. Her novel, Americana, deeply focuses on Black women's and Black people's experiences in America. It is a must-read for me. We could say that her novels have become our passports into worlds that we know as Black women, but maybe have never seen reflected with so much beauty, so clearly and honestly on a page. Purple Hibiscus taught us about courage, coming of age, and the cost of freedom. Half a Yellow Sun made us face the wounds of war and how this impacted Black people, especially women. Americana spoke to every Black woman who has ever left home and wondered who she might become while she's gone. The thing around your neck felt like late night conversations with a close friend, secret fears shared in whispers, and then she gave us We Should All Be Feminists. Not as a lecture, but as a love note to women, urging us to demand more from the world, to stand unapologetically in our power. She followed that up with Dear Ifewale. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Chimanda's writing is lush and unhurried. That's the best way I can describe it. It feels like a garden after rain. It's so refreshing and will resonate with every woman in the Black diaspora, no matter whether you're Black British like myself, Black American or North American, Black European, Caribbean, or from the motherland itself. It reminds us that we are not just survivors of history, we are shapers of it, and we are history, her story. So why should Black women read Chimamanda? So as an avid reader of her work, I found that she writes us with such wholeness. She refuses to flatten us into one-dimensional characters or stereotype us how others like to. She gives us permission to be complicated, soft and fierce, broken and radiant, messy and magnificent, all at the same time. She helps us understand that feminism is not imported, but it's rooted in our own soul, where we descend from in our own stories. Reading Chimamanda is not just entertainment, it's like medicine. It's a map back to ourselves. So today, think about her, grab one of her books from Amazon if you've never read her, read a page, a paragraph, a sentence, a chapter, read the whole thing if you can in one sitting if you have time. Also, she does narrate a lot of her work herself, so I do love this when authors do this. It's wonderful to hear her work as a narration and also read by her. Let her words just settle into your spirit and your soul. Absorb the stories she weaves about Black women for Black women, because when Chimamanda writes, she writes for all of us. She writes so that we will never forget who we are, and I really, really love her. To find out more about her, you can visit her official website, and if you are catching this on Substack, it will be linked into the written article. If you are listening on YouTube, I will put it in the description box for you. Here's a quick list of her achievements and literary contribution. So Purple Hibiscus in 2003, her first novel, coming of age story set in Nigeria. It won the Commonwealth Writers' Prize for Best First Book, among others. Half a Yellow Sun in 2006, a sweeping, deeply researched novel set in the Nigerian War in the late 1960s. It won the Orange Prize for Fiction in 2007. The Thing Around Your Neck in 2009, a collection of short stories that shows her ability to shift between perspectives, politics, and intimate moments. Americana in 2013, which is perhaps her most globally known work, which is about dealing with race, immigration, identity, and love. It won the US National Book Critics Circle Award. We Should All Be Feminists in 2014. This was an essay adapted from her TED Talk that she did, a modern feminist manifesto read widely across the world. Dear Ifawale, or A Feminist Manifesto in 15 Suggestions in 2017. Practical personal advice for how to raise feminist children and enact feminism in everyday life. Notes on Grief, 2021. This is a deeply moving personal reflection after the loss of her father. And then most recently, we've got Dream Count in 2025, her most recent novel, which returns her to fiction after some years of being away from the writing scene. So beyond books, she has given TED Talks that have become part of global conversations. The Danger of a Single Story in 2009, and We Should All Be Feminists in 2012. So happy birthday once again. So that's it for today for the Encyclopaedia of Black Women. Thank you so much for listening in. If you have made it this far, I will catch you in the next one, The Black Woman Essayist.